Hawks for 3 years. So I like to acknowledge that because it's a big accomplishment for me. First of all, I'm really proud to be here today. I think very highly of Christina. She's been part of my journey for a long time. I started off kind of at the end of my career, and I contacted Christina, and she at that point was working for the NBA Players Association Career Development. And I had started to think about what's next for me after basketball. And little did I know that I was 2 hours after we sit down and she went over my transcripts and talked to me about exactly the direction that I needed to go to get this done. She said it's going to take about 2 years. But little did I know that 2 years ended up being 10 years. So what I'm here to say today is that during those 10 years, I had a lot of ups and downs in my life. And I think there was a couple times even Christina might have questioned, is he actually going to get this thing done? It's taking a really long time. And it was so many things and events that happened in my life that if you think about it, some of the things that a lot of you students might have excuses, reasons why you might want to give up. But I had so many things that went on from, for example, at the time I was playing for the Golden State Warriors. So I'm on a road trip, I get a call, my house had completely got, it was in total flames, it burned down to the ground. And I ended up having to stay in a hotel there for 6 months. And it just seemed like one event happened after the other. The next thing, I got injured. And injuries are part of the game of basketball. But at that time, I had 2 major surgeries, so I was out for 2 years. And not really thinking, will I ever get back on the court? So I ended up going through that. And then again, I had talked to Christina about, at the beginning, about finishing up with my degree. So, every time it seemed like I was getting close to start to really realize the dream that I had, something would happen. So the next thing happened was I went through a divorce, which we all do. It seems like when you're a professional athlete, when you get ready to retire, they say the statistic is, I think it's 2 years after you retire, most times that's when divorce happens. So I went through a divorce, okay, then remarried right away, and then had 2 children, 18 months apart. And at the same time, again, Christina was calling me and saying, Alton, you need to be in one city. You can't keep moving around and to get this done. And I said, well, I still want to play, and I know exactly what I'm going to do, but I never wavered in terms of wanting to get my degree. I never said to her, this is too much. So next thing you know, I'm on a plane going to Milan, Italy, and I played over there for a year. And again, in back of my mind, I'm saying that, hey, I need to get the education. I need to finish my degree. So I ended up coming back. I thought it was pretty much the end in terms of basketball, but I ended up playing 5 more years. And I got back from Italy, and I signed a contract with Milwaukee Bucks, played there 2 years. got traded to the Boston Celtics, played there another 2 years, and then my last year, I ended up playing with the Portland Trail Blazers. And again, this is something was in the back of my mind that I said I'm not going to give up. My goal is to get my degree, and I'm going to do it. And one other person that really inspired me was my mother. My mother, and I had made millions and millions of dollars. And when my mother said to me, Alton, I think that at some point you need to get your degree. Now, I want to say to her, you know, that's crazy because you go to school to get a job, get your degree to get a job, and I was playing basketball already making millions of dollars, so that seemed like that was far-fetched for me. But that stayed in the back of my mind. That really stayed in the back of my mind that I actually wanted to promise to her that I would get my degree. So I had two things that really motivated me. One was Christina and the fact that she really was believing in me and helping me and guiding me, but I just couldn't stay still. I was moving all over the place. And then the third person that really inspired me was a college coach that I had at Arizona State. You know, he sit down and we talked one day, and it was kind of like he was a mentor to me. He was a father figure. He recruited me. He said, you know, Alton, I think that you really need to get serious about school. I think that, you know, once you finish, you have to think about what's there after basketball. And from that point on, I really started to, you know, think about my education, and I started to get myself on track and try to do the right things to be able to get my degree. But then I left school a year early, so that's why I said I was 2 years short away from getting my degree. I went hardship, and so now I'm playing basketball, making a lot of money, and then I decided at the end that once I finished that I would do it, I would get it. And so I finally got with Christina. She set up a program for me, and it was, back then it was called Union Institute. I don't even know if they're still here or not. But I really dedicated myself, worked extremely hard. And like I said, at the time that I was doing this, I had all these things going on in my life. And what I'm here to say is that, you know, no matter what you might think is obstacles that are too hard to overcome, I'm here to say that that's not true. Because I had many excuses to not graduate. And I stuck it out. And the most proud, I feel the biggest thing that I felt was when I told my children, I said, look, education is really important to me. And when I was able to get my degree and put it on the wall and show them that this is what I'm talking about. So it's one thing, you know, being able to just tell somebody, but when you can show them and then you can tell them your journey and your story, I think it means a lot. So I have a son right now that's 17 years old. He's 6'9". I have a daughter that's 6'4", and she's 15. And my daughter is one of the top volleyball players in the country, and my son eventually will develop and mature. He's going to be a late bloomer. But I have two excellent kids that I'm their role model, and that meant so much to me every day. They can see that on the wall, and said, Dad, you know, he accomplished something other than just basketball. And now I'm coaching, and my first coaching job was at the college level. And I never would have been able to get that coaching job if I didn't have my degree. So, in retrospect, all the things that I went through, and this is full circle for me, because I'm here speaking to all you students here, and I never thought I would be in a position to do that. So I just want you guys to understand you have accomplished something that is really great, and I'm proud of you, and everything is ahead. And just keep living your dream. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do things. Don't let obstacles get in your way. Don't let circumstances stop you from excelling in anything that you want to do. Because ultimately, it's up to you. If you want it bad enough, I think you'll find a way to get it. So I'm proud of all you students here today, and good luck to you in the future.